Hi, today I'm going to be reviewing the Closer to Nature Perfect Prep machine by Tommee tippee. Now this machine is absolutely fantastic and I would recommend it to anyone who has a baby. It makes bottle making so much easier and quicker. It makes your bottles in seconds at the correct temperature. And I've got a very impatient little boy, and this has been an absolute lifesaver, especially during the night feeds. And the great thing about it is you don't even need to use Tommee tippee bottles if you don't want to. You can use any bottles at all. So I'll just talk to you a little bit about some of the features of the machine. So here you can see we've got a bottle stand, which is very easily adjustable. You just change it for small bottles or tall bottles, so put it on the level that absolutely suits you, and it's got a little spillages container here to collect any overflows that you might have. At the top here we've got a dial with numbers from 4 all the way around to 11, and this basically tells you how much bottle feed you're making. So if you want a 4-ounce bottle, you'd have the dial pointing to the number 4. If you were making a 7-ounce bottle, you would just move the dial simply to the number 7. It's as easy as that. Here in the middle you've got the start-stop button, which starts the machine and stops the machine. Just under here is your dispenser outlet, and that's where your clean, sterilised, filtered water comes through. Here we've got warning lights. Now I'll talk to you a little bit more about these in a second. And at the side of the machine we have some action buttons, and again I'll talk to you about them a little bit more in a minute. Now on this side of the machine here is the water tank. And inside the water tank there's something called a water hopper, which is basically just a container to hold your water, and that's where your water filter goes through. And to get into there, you just pull the lid off very simply, and here it is. So you can see here, there's my water filter, and this is the hopper that holds all the water for the machine, and it just simply goes in there. Now I'll talk to you a little bit more about these warning lights. So here we have the change filter light. This basically tells you it lights up red when your filter is ready to be changed. Now it's recommended that you change your water filter every 3 months. But the Tommee tippee machine recommends every 3 months based on making a 9-ounce feed. And as you probably know, when you've got a newborn baby, they tend to drink 2 ounces initially, not 9 ounces. So with my little boy it lasted far longer. However, it's entirely up to you if you change it after the 3 months regardless. This, when this light indicates, it means that the water tank is hot. This might happen if you fill the water tank with hot water, which you shouldn't do, because it will affect the temperature of the bottle. And it might happen in the summer when the room is quite warm and it warms the water up in the machine. If this happens, all you need to do is simply add some cold water and the light will go out. When this light indicates, it shows that the water level is low, which means that you just need to fill up your water tank, because there's not enough in it to make a bottle. This light here is your descaling light. It just means that your unit needs to be cleaned, just like you would descale a steriliser. And when this light is lit up, it just means that it's currently in cleaning mode. Now if we go to the side of the machine, we have our action buttons, and these just work the machine. If you want to clean the machine, you just push that button. If you've put a new filter in, so the machine knows and it can start the process of having the new filter, that's what that button's for. And when you're descaling the unit, that's what you use that button for. Now, you don't need to use those buttons very often. They're just there for the care of the machine, which is very, very easy. Okay, so we've got our machine now and it's ready to use. So I'm just going to switch it on at the wall. And you can see straight away that this red light has come on. That's because there's no water in the tank, which you can see here. There's no water level indicated by these dots here. So all I need to do is simply fill up the tank. So I take off the lid and get my jug of cold water from the tap and just pour it into the hopper here. Now it can hold up to about 1.5 litres, and I just put the lid back on. Now what happens here now is the filter will be cleaning that water ready to use for the machine, and in a minute when the water's gone through the filter, you'll see that this light will turn off, and that will indicate that the machine is ready to use. When the machine is ready to use, what you need to do is turn the dial to the correct level of feed that you want. So whether it's 4 ounces, 5 ounces, 6 ounces, whichever. So I'll make a 4 ounce bottle just to show how quick it is. Now the only downside to this machine really that I can think of is that with a newborn baby they tend to have 1 ounce or 2 ounces to start with, and the lowest setting that this machine goes to is 4. So it is a bit of a waste, but it's worth it for the time that it saves you because it's absolutely fantastic. So all you do is you position your sterilised bottle under the dispenser and adjust the stand if you need to for the height of the bottle, but I've got that set to the correct height. Right, it's ready to use. You can see the light's gone off, and if you look here you can see the water rising as it's going through the filter, and it indicates how full the tank is. So the machine's ready to use. Now all we need to do is push the start button and a light will flash, a red light, and some hot water will be put into the bottle, and that will actually steam sterilise your bottle for you as well. So when it beeps like that, it does a double beep, but the light still shows red. That tells you that you need to take the bottle off and fill the bottle with the correct amount of formula. So I can see here that I'm making a 4 ounce bottle, so all I need to do is add 4 scoops of formula into the bottle. Now the Tommee tippee machine comes with a lid, so you just shake your bottle to make sure all that formula has dissolved. And when you've done that, just add it back onto the stand and you simply push the button again. Now, if at any point you need to stop the machine, all you need to do is push this button and the machine will stop. So that indicates that the bottle is ready to go. So we just put the lid on, give it another quick shake, and that's measured 4 ounce formula, and that's ready to use now at the correct temperature, and it's as